here. I'm going to call upon our party secretary, Tony Schrader, for the purpose of reading the meeting notice and the reading of the roll. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. I can do it from here. Mitch thinks apparently I can still see, so I'm hoping I can manage all of this, but we'll see how it goes. Tina Campbell.
Here.
Tim Bretlinger.
Here.
Beth Deck.
Here.
David Todd. David Todd. Michelle Anderson.
Here.
Ohio Republican Party Ambassador at Large, Jared Cates.
Here.
Debbie Lang.
Here.
Steve Bruns.
Here.
Jessica Franz.
Here.
Arthur McGuire.
Here.
Sandra Grazington.
Here.
Christian Mays.
Here.
Diane Redden.
Here.
Alex Triantafilu.
Here.
Michelle Schneider.
Here.
Russ Mock.
Here.
Linda Matthews.
Here.
Steve Austria.
Here.
Laura Rosenberger.
Here.
Mark Wagner.
Here.
Donna Owens.
Here.
Keith Cheney.
Here.
Tess Elshoff.
Here.
Mike Winnie. Kadeen Ritter.
Here.
Kathy Kimball.
Here.
Greg Kimball.
Here.
Charlie Fry.
Here.
Melissa Pope.
Here.
Dave Johnson.
Here.
Allison Zwicker.
Here.
Chairman, we have a quorum.
Thank you.
If you need a pen, see me afterwards. Larry's on the
Yeah, the records reflect that Larry Carver. All right, very good. We have a quorum, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, it's my prerogative under our party's permanent rules to name a parliamentarian. For purposes of today's meeting, I name Attorney Chris Schlegel to serve as our parliamentarian. Folks, before we begin the substantive portion, we're doing a few friendly reminders. I've been giving you these ever since you all handed me this microphone and this podium. I ask you all to please speak civilly to one another and respectfully during any portion of the debate. Each person in the room will have 2 minutes for any remarks during any debate that we conduct. I ask you to address the chair and not one another during the period of our discussion, so as to keep it orderly and consistent with Robert's rules. And please know that we'll give every person who wants to speak a chance before we circle back to an original speaker. Again, all of these things are designed to let this body and this committee make the decisions of the Ohio Republican Party. So I'd ask you to work closely with us on maintaining our decorum and our civility. We are joined by a large crowd today, including our friends from the press, so please keep that in mind at this juncture. Now, our first order of business is the adoption of an agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, you will find in your packet a revised agenda from the one that you originally received, so you all know what you're voting here. There's 2 changes that were made from the original. The candidate, District 29 woman, Janet Creighton, was the only person who had expressed an interest. Janet withdrew about 8 days ago, decided not to pursue the vacancy in District 29. Under our party bylaws, we did not receive another recommendation yet from Janet Creighton, so we've taken that off the agenda and we will address that issue in August. The other small change we've made here is we have a newly formed county party outreach committee, and this was just an oversight. Our good friend Dale Fellows, Chairman Fellows, is chairing that committee as part of our bylaws change. We've linked up our party with county parties. Chairman Fellows is going to offer a report as part of the committee process. I'm looking for a motion to adopt the agenda. There's a motion from Gary Case, second from Susie O'Brien. Discussion on adoption of today's agenda. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Very good. Next order of business is approval of the minutes. Minutes from our last regularly scheduled meeting are included in your folder. Do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes? There's a motion from Laura Rosenberger. There's a second by Sandra Brazington. Any discussion on the meeting minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of the minutes, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? The ayes have it. Our first matter of new business today is to fill the appointment of one vacancy. Our good friend David Glass was elected commissioner in his community in Ross County, right? and there's a vacant seat. We've had exactly one person step forward and receive almost unanimous support of the county chairs. That person would be our friend Russ Moore. The floor is now open for nominations to fill the vacancy in State Central Committee District 17, and I believe Bonnie Ward wants to enter a name into nomination. Bonnie?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. To fill the vacancy.
Yeah, we're going to get you a microphone.
Yeah.
For the people on Zoom.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Can you hear me? It's great to be here with my friends and fellow State Central Committee people, and I would like to recommend that we fill the vacancy of David Glass, who is now the Ross County Commissioner, a nice young man, to replace him with Russ Moore, who is the chairman of Gallia County, and a dear friend of mine, and a lot of you already know. So I'm asking you to support Russ Moore for the District 17 State Central Committeeman to fill David Glass's place. So thank you very much.
There's been a name entered in the nomination. Do I have a second? Second. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, do I have a motion to close nominations? Motion by Penny Martin. Is there a second? Second by Bonnie Ward. The motion on the table is to close nominations for the District 17 male spot for the State Central Committee. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? The ayes have it. Next vote then is there's one person in nomination. That would be our friend Chairman Russ Moore. All in favor of filling the nomination with Russ, filling this vacancy with Russ Moore, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
The ayes have it. All right, Chairman Moore, come on down. Russ Moore, come on, join me. Folks, as Russ makes his way down, I'm just going to tell you a personal story that I have really quickly while he makes his way in here. The chairman was good enough. Come on up, Chairman. I'm going to swear you in right here. The chairman was good enough to be in Cincinnati one night. I love this story. And he agreed to meet me at this venue in downtown Cincinnati. I learned that day that Mike Pence was in Cincinnati, and they asked me to sweep in. I said, I've got dinner plans with my friend Chairman Russ Moore of Gallia County. So I didn't tell him anything. I told the chairman to stay off to the side for a minute. I went in and I saw Vice President Pence at this fancy pants, selling this fundraising endeavor. And I know that Mike Pence is a man of the party, and I finally just looked at him and said, Mr. Vice President, I got something I need you to do. He said, what is it, Chairman? I said, look, I got a great supporter of mine who came in from Gallia County. So he come out here and surprise me. And he joined me. The Vice President was all too quick to leave, the muckety-muck donors and come walking out and meet with Chairman Moore. The look on his face will be with me the rest of my life. And he was gracious that day. We took a picture with the former Vice President, and it was a good day, Chairman. I'll never forget that moment. So welcome to the committee. I ask you to raise your right hand to be sworn. Please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Russ Moore,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
that I will obey the rules and bylaws
that I will obey the rules and bylaws
of the Republican National Committee
of the Republican National Committee
and the rules and bylaws
and the rules and bylaws
of the Republican State Central and Executive Committee
of the Republican Central and State
Executive Committee
of
Ohio.
Ohio.
And I will faithfully perform the duties
I will faithfully perform the duties
as a member of the State Central Committee
as a member of the State Central Committee
of my district
of my district
and support the Ohio Republican Party
and support the Ohio Republican Party
and its candidates
and its candidates
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Chairman.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is Jim Carnes, and I am present in the meeting.
Thank you, Jim Carnes. We have you. Thank you, Jim Carnes. Ladies and gentlemen, it came to my attention for a secretary that perhaps the meeting notice the meeting notice was not called, the meeting was not read. Mr. Schlegel, can I entertain a motion to waive the reading of the call? Is there a motion to waive reading of the call? Dan Carter, second. Shannon Burns. Any discussion on waiving Tony Schrader reading that call? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
Thanks for bailing me out, Chairman.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right.
Good parliamentarian work, Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now moving to the meat of the matter today, right? So the next item on our agenda is this question of endorsements. Folks, I know there's a lot of attention here on this, but this is a family discussion. We are going to speak frankly with one another about strengths and weaknesses of candidates. We're going to have a discussion about how we move forward as a party into 2026. I don't know about all of you, but I don't want to give up any secrets. I'm looking for a motion to move us into executive session. There's a motion from Melissa Pope, a second by, thank you, Gene Anderson is our second. Any discussion on the question of moving into executive session? Hearing none, all in favor of moving into executive session?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. I would ask anyone who's not a member of the State Central Committee of the Republican Party or staff, and our attorney, of course, especially our members of the press, to please exit the room at this point. And we will ask that these microphones that are